Sebastian Vettel looking at Ricciardo again. I can tell you, Martin, it's 1.1 seconds was the difference through the detection zone again. So I said it was give or take a few hundredths. He wasn't quite within it. He needs a first sector where he's not losing half a second, basically.
It is that point between turns 9 and 10 where it's measured, and that's all that matters. Alonso packing up some pace, so top 7 covered by 10 seconds at the moment. It's Felipe Massa, the man on the move. Rosberg's doing a great job through the corners because he's still missing 10 kilometers per hour down the straight and is not burning those brakes out incredibly.
So whole of Mexico will be cheering on Sergio Perez on the anniversary yesterday of the last win by a Mexican driver in Formula 1. Pedro Rodriguez won the Belgian Grand Prix on the 7th of June, last time Mexico won in Formula 1, and the whole of Mexico will be joined by Lewis Hamilton, who, as it stands at the moment, will be on 118 points going into the next round in Austria, and his teammate will be on 147.
So when Massa rocks up to this gang, he's got tyres that are 12 laps younger, and DRS, and good straight line speed. And I thought Rosberg was having to defend there down the straight.
And well, Perez is right within his grasp again as Grosjean retires from this race, and we can see why. Look, on the rear wing, the right hand end plate bent out of shape. It's come off, hasn't it? It's been detached. Two Red Bulls pushing a Force India. Williams about to add to the pushing. This the battle for first place. There was 0.6 of a second between Rosberg and Perez as they crossed the line at the end of lap 61. We are within the last 10 laps of a Canadian Grand Prix that is an absolute thriller on this Sunday afternoon in Montreal. And of this battle, Felipe Massa, far fresher tyres, should have better grip, better pace down the straight to pick his way through. The two Red Bulls won't give up the fight either.
For sure the Mercedes has recovered some of its power. It was in the 1 minute 22s, remember, when they were in trouble, and when we lost Lewis Hamilton. He's now in the 119s, and other than Massa and Hülkenberg, he's right in the thick of it. But Massa then will be getting DRS service as well now.
And it might be that Sergio Perez is going to be under threat from Felipe Massa in a few moments' time.
Massa needs to pick off one of these cars per lap now. If he wants to have a run, he's got the speed and the car to win this race. He needs to pick those three off in very short order and get after that Mercedes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars crossing the line, separated by less than 2 seconds. Rosberg down to Massa, and we're on lap 63. And look at that, on lap 62, 0.6 of a second Massa quicker than Sebastian Vettel. He's right there, ready to strike. Yeah, it's just got to take every chance that's available to him, and then he can win this race. But you know, look at that lot. They're busy fighting each other as well, which is always double dangerous.
As Rosberg, with his loss of energy recovery system, his loss of power. We talked about this at the start of the season. If you have problems with the ERS, how your race is going to be that much more compromised than it was in 2013. Compromised for Lewis Hamilton to the extent that he's out.
Your tyres are 10 laps nearer than the guys in front.
So push on Felipe as he goes in towards the hairpin. Almost close enough.
I think he'll have the first Red Bull. He's a bit slow off there.
It's just that DRS that Vettel's getting behind Daniel Ricciardo will help him defend, of course. Felipe Massa, we're on board with Massa, as you can see, and we're getting closer to Sebastian Vettel, as you can see, and we're approaching top speed. He's just not close enough.
No, he needed that one. He was a bit scruffy, wasn't he, on the way into the hairpin. He needed that move. He needs one a lap.
341 kilometers an hour.
And look at this, Rosberg down in the low 119s again now. So Rosberg, I think he's pretty much normal service resumed.
Well, the thing is, Perez is matching him. So for a Force India to match a Mercedes, you can see the difference. This is a car that's normally about a second a lap quicker than a Force India. So it's normal service resumed to a point, but it's that half a second he's getting in the first sector is keeping Rosberg out of trouble. 1.2 seconds ahead at the moment as we head down to Ted briefly.
I've just popped into the Mercedes garage. There aren't any fingernails left. They don't believe. They're amazed how Nico Rosberg is managing to do this, to deal with this loss of power and the similar brake problems that he's still suffering, the same as Lewis Hamilton, but Rosberg is driving around it. They're telling me that he's managing to pull out a gap in sectors 1 and 2 to defend in sector 3, so he's dealing with it amazingly well. Right, is Rosberg.
Thanks, Ted. Felipe Massa has a massive twitch coming out of the hairpin on that little kink. He manages to save it, manages to get alongside Sebastian Vettel. Can he extend his speed to get ahead of Vettel going into the chicane? And they almost touch going into the chicane before Massa has to bail out, and Sebastian Vettel by a hair's breadth caped ahead.
And where was Massa's DRS? He didn't open it down the back straight. You've got to open it. It's still available to him down the pit straight, of course.
Okay, Danny, you need to keep cool in the car. Pull out the toe in places where you can't get overtaken.
Overheating problems for Daniel Ricciardo because he's been right behind the gearbox of Sergio Perez now for so many laps.
Yeah, I think Felipe will wish he'd have gone down the inside of that, but I think he either forgot to, he either malfunctioned or he forgot to open the DRS there.
Well, here we go, into the hairpin. Sebastian Vettel gets a little bit too close to his teammate Daniel Ricciardo. The door opens for Massa, and then that's the twitch.
He got a bit of a swapper on, didn't he, through that left kink. But I'm pretty sure he didn't have a DRS down the first part of that straight. That's kind of thrown it away, really.
He's a bit further back now, still having a go, but it was all caused by Vettel getting a bit too hot into that hairpin as he was challenging Daniel Ricciardo. Ricciardo being told to keep back a bit. You won't want to keep back too much.
I'm ready to block. I have no brakes, man.
And there goes Felipe Massa once more. His DRS is certainly open this time. Sebastian Vettel is certainly ahead this time. Sergio Perez isn't having it all his own way. Ricciardo is a lot closer to Sergio Perez coming out at that chicane. There are 5 laps to go. And there goes Daniel Ricciardo on Sergio Perez. Moves up into second place. Goes onto the grass. Almost gets hit by Perez. Vettel almost gets down the inside of Sergio Perez. Ricciardo stays in second place ahead of the Force India, ahead of his teammate Massa.
So Ricciardo then has a chance if he can find some pace now. Rosberg with a 22.6 first sector. It's 23.9. Oh, and they're passing through the back markers now.
Esteban Gutierrez trying his best to keep out of the way. Sergio Perez has got problems here. Look how Ricciardo is now streaking away. Look how Vettel is so much closer to him. The Mexican is going from heartwarming to heartache. Here in Canada, had a chance of a win, is now going to struggle to keep hold of a podium place at this rate.
Bold move by Ricciardo down the outside into turn one, just about kept the thing in play, didn't he? And now Massa needs to be a bit tidier to it. He's got a chance then with the DRS. But what can Ricciardo do about Rosberg? That's the big story now.
For Red Bull to win this race, who'd have thought that would have been possible this afternoon? It maybe still is possible this afternoon. Sebastian Vettel looks to find where Felipe Massa is, covers off both sides as Perez, Vettel and Massa make their way through the final couple of corners, cross the line with 4 laps remaining. It's 1.2 seconds the gap between Rosberg and Ricciardo, and there's Sebastian Vettel trying to push Sergio Perez up the hill, who's been told reset the BBW switch off and on, and that might just fix the problem that you've been having.
Yeah, I don't think he missed his first chance, did Massa.
Push up to Ricciardo's DRS, mate. Push up to Ricciardo.
I don't have good brakes. What else can I do?
Don't have rear brakes. What else can I do? Well, not a huge amount. And we said that this was tough on engines, on tyres and on brakes, and it's tough on Gutierrez as he is out of the race. His second race in a row that he too has not finished. As we quickly go down to you, Ted.
Yeah, because of this new brake-by-wire system, not only are the rear brake calipers down from 6 piston to 4 piston, but also the discs are much thinner, because all the teams think that the KERS system can actually help slow down the car. So what happens? We get to the circuit, which is the biggest test of brakes in the season so far, and they all start to fail at the rear.
Thanks, Ted. Daniel Ricciardo is about to set his fastest lap of the race. See him there behind Nico Rosberg, and the gap is below a second, 7/10 between Ricciardo and Rosberg. 3 laps to go. Sergio Perez can see Red Bull and Sebastian Vettel in both of his wing mirrors. Felipe Massa looks ahead and thinks, you know what, with a bit of luck I might be able to get both cars here. But Massa on fresher tyres is just stuck in that 5th place at the moment. Nico Hulkenberg.
Checo, stick with it. There's just 3 laps to go after this one. We're looking at it. We are looking at the issue.
The gap back to Hulkenberg, 2.5 seconds, and Bradley Joyce, a calming voice on the pit wall at Force India, trying to nurse Sergio Perez home for what would be a 2nd podium of the season, of course.
So Perez definitely was the cork in the bottle we talked about, and it has released Ricciardo. Is it too late? Can he do anything about it? He's a bit slower in the middle sector. In fact, he's 2/10 slower on this lap altogether, and Rosberg continues to do his sensational job up front.
Adrian Sutil gets out of the way, and because he was coming up behind a lapped car, Sergio Perez will get DRS assistant, and look, here comes Daniel Ricciardo on Nico Rosberg. Ricciardo takes the lead in Canada. Unbelievable. The Red Bull driver moves into the lead of a race that they came to Canada thinking they've got no chance of winning. But you know what? As the crowd cheers massively, it just might be a 2nd Red Bull victory in 2 years, and it might be Daniel Ricciardo's 1st ever win in Formula 1. He's got 2 laps remaining, and Rosberg's stellar job with 2 laps to go. Oh, the lead has expired for him.
Yeah, had enough DRS, and with Rosberg's VMAX top speed problems, that was an easy take in the end. So that'll frustrate Sebastian Vettel. I don't think Rosberg will be that upset about it, because frankly, if he gets 18 points, that's 18 points more than it looked like he was going to be getting half an hour ago.
Absolutely, but for Daniel Ricciardo in his 57th Grand Prix, the win is now tantalisingly close. For Sergio Perez, the podium is still possible, and Sebastian Vettel and Felipe Massa are going to be going for it too. Vettel gets a really good exit coming out of the hairpin. Red Bull have just gone into the lead. They might have another car on the podium as well. As we look, Sergio Perez onto the dirty side goes Sebastian Vettel. It's wheel to wheel. Vettel's going to have the inside line into the chicane and gets past Sergio Perez. Going into that chicane, it's Red Bull 1 and 3 as we head to the final lap.
Good stuff there, Vettel taking the right line.
Oh, and Felipe Massa goes into the back of Sergio Perez, and that is a massive crash into the barriers. Massa clipped the back of the Force India. The marshals rushed to Massa to make sure he's okay, and to Perez as well, who had absolutely no chance once contact had been made. And I really hope that both drivers are okay. There's a thumbs up from the marshal. Perez moves in the car. But what a horrible moment that was for both Felipe Massa and for Sergio Perez. We are going to finish behind the safety car. Felipe Massa is moving as well. And we are picking up a 1st ever win in Formula 1 for Daniel Ricciardo. And thankfully, the medical car will be picking up 2 drivers that are moving, and from the outside at least, look okay.
Yeah, Felipe trying to get out of the car. I think we're just catching his breath. Those cars are so well designed for that kind of accident now, in terms of the crash testing they do at very high speed down into there. And this man then will win a very, very thrilling Grand Prix. And where will Jenson Button then? Jenson Button will come home in 4th.
Nobody can overtake you. You're going to win the race. Just stay positive on the Delta, mate.
He's going to win the race. Daniel Ricciardo becomes a new winner in Formula 1. The team rush out to applaud him home. Mercedes fail, Red Bull pick up the pieces. It is Daniel Ricciardo that comes home to take the victory. It is Nico Rosberg that takes 2nd place. A stellar drive from Rosberg under all sorts of pressure, but he just couldn't keep it going to the end. Sebastian Vettel makes it a Red Bull 1 and 3 after the crash between Massa and Sergio Perez undoes what great work was already done between those 2 drivers. Jenson Button comes home to finish his highest race of the season in 4th place for McLaren, or I should say to equal his highest finish. He got promoted in Canada, didn't he, into 3rd. And I tell you what, Sebastian Vettel was so lucky he didn't get wiped out in that crash as well.
It looks as if, let's have a look. It looks like Perez moved slightly left. You can't see from that angle, but We know he was struggling on the brakes anyway, and it's quite clearly caught out Felipe Massa.
Well, let's look from this angle.
It's a bit 6 of one, half a dozen of another there, doesn't it? They move towards each other almost.
And this is what it's felt like for Perez. Oh, hands off the wheel, just a passenger.
Oof, that stopped in a hurry, didn't
it? It all turned out rather nicely. A champagne moment to end all champagne moments for the young man from Perth, 24 years of age, and a new winner in Formula One. And they said he'd struggle against Sebastian Vettel this year.
Trimmed him up just about every time, hasn't he?
Yeah.